I think all the interviews I was very confident because I already know the subject of the interview. I'm very specialized in the product they support, so I think it was good. I know people from there.
Yeah, this is
It's a long
important.
relationship with them, so it's okay.
This is what you mentioned before. It's so important to maintain the confidence, all right? Because most of time people are not judging you about your English skills, all right? If the people are understand you, it's okay. But we sometimes we feel afraid to commit some mistakes during the
Sure,
conversation, right?
sure.
But
Everybody
in
does.
the most time, it's not. People don't perceive it, don't perceive the 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 mistakes that we can commit during a conversation, right? So, hello guys from YouTube. My name is Gabriele and I will guide this immersion today. Today we are going to talk about conversational preference. And I'd like to explain a little bit how TNT works. TNT is a language platform for beginners, intermediates, and advanced speakers. All immersion meetings are not regular classes, so I'm not a teacher, I'm a student too. And this is a place to practice in English in a real environment, all right? So we have a topic to discuss about, we have some questions to guide the conversation, and we have some rules to make this moment more enjoyable. The first rule is to be respectful. The second rule is don't be afraid to make mistakes. Remember that here we are in a safe place, so feel free to make mistakes or feel free to say some word in Portuguese if you don't know or if you don't remember some word in English. And the third rule is to have fun. Okay, guys? As we are five people here, I will not create a side room because I think five people here, it's okay to have a good conversation, all right? So I'd like to invite you, Andrea, to introduce yourself, please.
Okay, good evening, guys. My name is Andrea. I live in Guarujá, but I was born in São Bernardo do Campo. I am married. I don't have kids. I work as an assistant administrative in a Japanese restaurant. I've been working a lot this week, so I am tired about it. But okay, it's the life. In my free time, I really like listening to music. Drinking wine, guys, cooking, because sometimes it's good to refresh my mind. I like to cooking while I am listening to music, something like that. And what else? And I like going to a rock concerts too. That's it about me.
Andrea, let me ask you something. Do you work in sorry, sorry, do you work in a Japanese restaurant, right?
Yes.
And do you like sushi or
Yes,
yakisoba? It's your favorite food or not? Tell something
yes.
about it.
I really prefer yakisoba. I like sushi, but I don't like. Oh, sorry. I like sashimi, but I don't like sushi because I don't like so much the rice. It's so together. Papa. I don't know how to say that in English. So I prefer sashimi. But actually, I work in an office, so I stay out of the restaurant in it's another place. But when I have the opportunity, I go there to eat a lot. That's
And
it.
a curiosity, do you have discounts to buy sushi in the restaurant that you work at?
Yeah, I have.
Ah,
Thank God, because it's so expensive.
that's so nice.
Yeah.
And you, Odimar, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, my name is Odimar. I'm 50 years old. I live in São Paulo. I work with IT for many years at Banco Itaú, but now I'm 2 months, already 2 months already, I think. I'm unemployed. and I look for another job position. I'm married, have sons, two boys. They are really growing up now because they're 26 and 22. And that's it. And in my free time, I like to listen to music, podcasts, and do some my hobbies sometimes, some hobbies that I have. So that's it.
Let me ask you something. What do you have in common with your boys?
With
Maybe
my
in personality. What do you have in common? In common with your boys? Maybe personality or preference? What do you have in common?
with my voice, I think I
No,
understand the
your
question.
boys. Your boys. You
Oh
have
my God. Okay,
your
okay.
guys.
I think it's not too much in common. I think the food sometimes we like the same food from going to the same restaurants. Some meals they like I liked either, but not all because I think I very I like to vary the kind of the music that I have a very peculiar taste about music, so it's difficult someone to follow me regarding this. Okay, I think it's this.
Okay, thank you for sharing. And you, Alexandre, can you introduce yourself, please?
Right, my name is Alexandre from Vitória, Espírito Santo. I'm 70, retired from the Bank Brazil. I have 3 kids. I like to go out biking near the beach every day, go to the gym, study English at home, cooking, and play some bossa nova. I like to play bossa nova. Yeah, it's what I do in my free time. Anyway, I have all my time is free because I'm retired, right? Every day is Friday for me.
That's so nice, Alexandre. And let me ask you, do you mention that you play bossa nova, but you play some instrument? Do you play any instrument or not? Just
No, I
um,
only on a guitar, in a guitar. I play
ah,
bossa nova, and I can play some international music as
okay,
well.
okay, that's so nice. Thank you for sharing. And last but not least, Elias, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'm Elias, I'm 37. I work with IT since 2008. Nowadays I work from home for an insurance company based on Belo Horizonte. I'm married, I have no kids, but I intend to. I have no pets because I live in a small flat. I think it's not so good for the pets staying in a private place. On my free time, I like to listen to music, watch movies. Sometimes I watch some movies in English to practice my English. I'm a Christian. I go to the church. On the church, I play a musical instrument, French horn. In Portuguese, trompa. Um, I like sushi too. Andrea, please give me some. And yes, that is about me.
What was the last movie that you watched in English? Do you
The last
remember?
movie, yes,
Yeah.
the others. I watched this movie I'm hosting here on Talk 2, and I did a immersion about innovation in cinema. Then I think the most different but surprising most surprising movie that I watched that I can remember is The Others. It's about ghosts, but in the perspective of the ghosts.
Yeah, I remember that I watched this movie a long time ago, but the history is so interesting, right? So it's a good choice. Thank you for sharing, Elias. And guys, my name is Gabriele. I'm 32 years old. Um, I was born in Pelotas, a city in the south of Rio Grande do Sul, but I live in Rio de Janeiro almost 3 years. I think tomorrow I will complete 3 years that I live in Rio. I'm a food engineer and I work as a science entrepreneur, so I have my own company, my own startup focused on ingredient solutions for the plant-based market. I don't have kids, I don't have pets, unfortunately. I have a lot of friends here in Rio, so I really like to stay with them, go out with them, or just doing something with them. And in my free time, I really like to stay at home, watching movies and series, listen to music, watching some reality shows that I really like to do, that I really like to watch, or cooking. I really like to cooking, or just to go out to move my body. My favorite sport is run, together with yoga. I really like to do yoga as well. And that's it, guys. So let's get started with the topic of today. And let me ask to you, Alexandre, what are your favorite topics to discuss in a casual conversation?
So I guess I am able to talk about different topics. As 70 years old, I can describe some subjects about a lot of these topics. But mainly, I like to talk about politics, football. Yeah, football is good to talk. Politics is my favorite topic to discuss. I guess everyone should not only talk but understand the situation, political situation in Brazil, and teach their kids to how to vote, to choose a better candidate to send them to Congress, because Brazil have a lot of corruption, a lot of political corruption, and we need to change this situation.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Alexandre. I really like to discuss about politics. Not a topic that I frequently discuss about, because I know maybe between my friends it's easier to discuss about it, but with someone that I don't know too much, it's not the first option that I choose to discuss about. Depend of
Agree.
the situation, right? But I really like to discuss about it, and I really like to understand the real situation in politics in our country, and the other one, because the politicians in other countries totally related with Brazil also. So yeah, it's a good topic to discuss about. And how about you, Andrea? What's your favorite topics to discuss in a casual conversation?
Oh my gosh, I think I would say music because I really like music. The environment, like concerts, something like that. I really like this environment. So it's easy for me to talk about music, concerts. I like to talk about F1 too, because it's something that I really like. I watch F1 since Ayrton Senna's time. Uh, there were a time that I didn't watch it because I don't know. After the death of Ayrton Senna, I stopped it a little and then I returned to watch, and I support Lewis Hamilton. But sometimes I think it's not a discussion, sometimes we start to talking about F1, depending on the person, it's starting a fight. So I needed to pay attention what kind of people that I will talk about F1? What else? I like to talk about food because sometimes I like to create some different things on the kitchen. Yeah, I think I can say a lot of things. That's it.
I really like to talk about music because I'm a huge fan of music and I have my favorite bands and I really like to discuss about it. And I really like to talk about food, especially to change recipes and to, I don't know, maybe to when someone tells me, "Oh, I tested it at home. Let me tell you the way that I did this recipe." And I really like to listen it and to absorb in it and when I came home try to do the same, right? So I really like to talk about food. And you mentioned that about F1 because you are a huge fan. And do you know the Sauber technology? Sauber.
Summer? No.
It's like I asked you because a friend of my boyfriend working in this company that called
Okay.
Sauber
Okay.
Technology, and this company make some cars for F1.
Nice.
But I don't understand anything about F1. So because this is the reason that I asked you.
Yeah, I don't know if nowadays we have Sauber in the current how can I say that the current companies that having F1, but in the past used to have Sauber. But I think Sauber it will, if I am not mistaken, Sauber it will start in 2026 without something like that. I really don't know that so much.
Yeah, I don't know too.
I know about Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton, okay? That's it.
That's so nice and that. But you can check the website about this
Yeah,
company
thank
and
you.
see something about it because I know that this girl, the girl that is friend of my boyfriend, works as an engineer, a woman engineer in a company
Nice.
that produce some cars for the F1. So it's so interesting, right?
Yeah.
And how about you, Odimar? What are your favorite topics to discuss in a casual conversation?
Yeah, it's a good question because in the past, as Alexandre, I think I would like to talk about politics, but I think nowadays it's being it's a very sensitive topic. So we have to know the people we were talking sometimes because it starts up to be a fight. The people put too much emotion. So like they talk about politics like they talk about soccer teams, not like they relative things with emotions, not with the reason. So I think now I'm avoiding this kind of subject nowadays, okay? And I prefer talking about general culture like music, like movies, like food, restaurants. So give and get tips from people for to what band are you listening to, the new bands, what show you're gonna go, what shows you want to go. Uh, Things like this, like what movie that you like it the most recently. So I think for the casual conversation, I think prefer those kind of subjects regarding the fights, regarding the emotions that some topics are bringing to us. Okay.
Yeah, I totally understand you, Odimar. And you, Elias?
I totally agree with you, Odimar. I think nowadays talk about politics is very it's very difficult. People put their candidates in a highlight, I don't know. Then I think it's becomes dangerous sometimes, boring too. I prefer talk about say, things like music too. I'm a musician. About movies, about sci-fi, sometimes about conspirational theories. I like. So about food too. I like to eat. I don't think I eat too much, but I like it. Uh, what else? Sometimes about as about programming. I'm a programmer. I'm a software engineer. Sometimes I talk about it. Um, yes, there is a lot of subjects of my interest. I don't like to talk too much about the other people, like gossip, things like that. I don't like. But okay, I confess, sometimes I think everyone do a gossip, but no, it's not my favorite subject.
Nobody
When
judge you here because I think everyone has
yeah,
this this type of everyone here. Uh, I don't know how to say it, but participate in a gossip. You're right. So change
yes.
information with your friends. It's a common thing. Don't feel afraid about it.
Yes, but for example, I prefer to talk about I don't know the name, but some funny facts, funny cases.
Yeah.
But it's not about for example, Andrea, do you hear about Gabrielle? She
Mhm.
did this, that. She's is not nice. I don't know. I don't like things like that. I
Yeah,
really
me
don't
too.
like.
But as you mentioned it, I really like to discuss about I don't know, it it's things that we are living or things that we see in a daily life, you know. For example, I really like to talk with my friends about news when we check the news on the day and we see something so interesting. I really like to share with my friends and start a conversation about it. I really like in a casual conversation, of course. I really like to talk about general culture, for example, music, movies, podcasts. Sometimes I listen a podcast and I share with my friends, and then we start about the topic that the hosts uh, talk talk during the podcast. And I really like to talk about innovation and business, but not in a casual conversation, right? But in a conversation that I'm talking with other people that are interesting, so interested to talk about it. It's a good topic to talk. And science, of course. I really like to talk about science.
I'd like
So,
to say something about
okay,
politics.
of course. Go on.
Uh, 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 as Jim said and Elias, because they don't want to talk about, but everything that the politicians want, it's we don't talk about politics. We don't teach politics for our children. And as much you don't know the politic, they can they can make a lot of corruption and they can steal our money, right? So talk about politics is not a fight. Is there a clear conversation about how we can save our country? Like if you go to Canada, you you see how they manage the country, right? It's about politics because they have good politicians, they have good laws, and then they can do everything for rich, for middle class, for poor people. In Brazil, you are seeing the situation. So we need at least teach our children how to understand politics, not go in a fight because fight is not good. Extreme right and extreme left is not good. We can go to the middle, right? And we can talk in a right way to make clear for the young people that we need to create good politicians for the future. Imagine that we don't have moral cívica anymore in school. We had it several years ago. Organização Social Política do Brasil, not anymore. They took it out of the school because they don't want students to know about it. So when we avoid talking about it or teach it to our children, we are good their mind to understand and to choose better politicians to guide in Congress, right?
I think you got, I
something
think you
like
got
that.
we got your point, okay. But I think it's a casual conversation. It's not a conversation that you teach your sons about something. So, okay, it's depending on the person that you're talking. Yeah, it's my point, okay. With my sons, I like to talk about politics
Yeah,
because they respect me. They know they really respect me, but some people know, some people don't.
yeah. Open their minds about the politician. Yeah.
Yes, I think the same as Edmar. It's not. I think nowadays politician is important to teach children about it, but I think it's not everyone is prepared to heard about this, to discuss, to respect each other.
I I I I thought that my microphone is open, but not. But yeah, I think it's difficult to. I think we have some occasions that we are more open to talk about, but it's not a we don't have to prevent us to discuss about it. All right, I think it's important if someone bring it to the conversation. I think it's important to understand all points of view and to discuss about it because it's so important. All the things that you do during the day it's related to politicians or science, so we need to discuss about these type of things to understand the world. But yeah, sometimes it's difficult to do it in a first time that you are meeting someone, or if you are in a group of friends, but we have two or three people that you don't know too much, and you start the conversation, and sometimes you feel that, oh, it's not good to talk about it in this at that moment because people are not so relaxed or are not so open to understand each point of view, right? So I think it depends of the moment, but uh, to have to you need to understand the moment that it's more um, that the moment that this type of conversation is good, but you don't have to private you to discuss about it because it's a topic that needs to be included in our group of
I agree.
discussion,
Between
right?
friends, you
Like
can
that.
choose your preference between friends, but not between strange people, right? Because you don't know how the strange people think about politicians, about politics. Maybe you are between extreme right people or extremely left people, and then it can go to debate conversation. So only between friends, between family, right? Not in a good in a crowd place talk about politics is really dangerous. I agree.
I think it's depend of the moment, depend of the people that are with you. It's not because I remember that I have some specific moments in my life that I stay with my friends, and not just with my friends, but friends of my friends. And I know that it's not a bubble. I think there was different people that were different people with me in that moment, and some people that don't agree with me with my political position, right? But it's not people that are searching for conflict, all right? It's people that are open to understand all of people that are
Yeah.
together in that place, and we have a good conversation. I can understand different points of view, not just about politician, but also about religion. Religion is a good topic that I really like to know more, because I don't have a specific religion, but I really like to understand how people follow some religions, or about the history about religions and about history related to politics, all right? So I think all of these type of things is so interesting to discuss about, but we have to take care about the moment that we start this type of conversation, right? It's like that. Mhm.
Right.
Guys, I think what we are discussing now is so related to the question number 3. So we discussed a little bit about politicians, and now I introduced the topic religion. But I'd like to know if there's some subject that you tend to steer clear off in a conversation, depend of the moment, or as Elias mentioned, Elias mentioned before, he's tend to steer clear of gossip. All right. And I'd like to know if you have other subjects. For example, let me know about you, Odimar.
The such that I don't like to talk.
Yes,
I would
yes.
talk as no.
You tend to avoid. You tend to avoid.
Okay, I already
Or
said
tend to stay
if
impartial.
I don't know the people, the person, I don't know his cultural level or his education, I think I avoid this kind of polemical topics. Okay. And I would start a conversation with the usual things. Oh, what you do for a job? What's your job? Where are you from? You're from here, you're from another. You have something like that. You have parents, and your parents are alive, still alive. You have brothers, sisters, common things like the famous questions about the weather. I think it's a good way to start a conversation to feel the environment, okay, to feel the person. So yeah, so when the conversation starts, you can go further and bring another subject to the conversation. But gossipy, I don't know. I think in job in the companies is very common. It's because there's not a company that don't have a gossip in the conversations, especially talking about our bosses. We love to for me, I love to gossip about the bad like bad boss, like bad, because I had a lot of bosses in my life. The good ones, the bad ones. So the gossip is a way to relieve the tension. Okay. That's it.
Odimar, sometimes I think that I have a company and I'm a boss, and my team is so small. I have 5 people in my team, and sometimes I think that, oh, is that some group on WhatsApp that at this moment these people are talking about me or not? And
Could be
sometimes
possible.
yeah, sometimes I think about it. And I have a group, a group on WhatsApp with me and the other two professors that are in front of the company with me. And sometimes I think maybe if they are not interacting, they are not talking in this group with me, maybe they are talking each one beside of the group, right, in a particular conversation. No, it's a thing that passed in my mind and passed through in my mind, and I try to don't care about it, but yeah, sometimes it happens.
It's better don't worry about that.
And you, Andrea, what subjects do you tend to steer clear of in a conversation?
I don't know, guys. For me, I don't have problem to talk about some subjects, but sometimes depending on the person, depending on the situation, depending on the environment, I don't like to talk about politics or religion because it's a sensitive topic, and sometimes as we are talking here, sometimes we don't know what people will react. So I avoid this kind of conversation sometimes. That's it.
And you, Elias?
Yeah, like I said, about gossip, depends on the person, like André said, very personal things, for example, fetish. I don't really want to talk about the fetish with in a casual conversation. Um, okay, I think 3 weeks or 2 weeks
It would be
ago, we
funny.
had,
It could be funny.
uh, 3 weeks ago, another host, Gabriela Bonaldi, Greater Gabi, uh, talked this subject about fetish, but the way that we brought this subject is very, very light, understand? But when we start to talk about our preference, fetish, like things like that, I think it's not good. I avoid these things, for example.
Not just related to about this topic, but also when we are with people that we don't know too much, or they are not so um how to say, um they are not friends yet, or they are just people that we know a little bit. I think it's difficult to talk about us, for example, to talk about our feelings, about our the way that we uh, live in the life and our preference, and about our uh, drawbacks, and about our it's not an advantage, but our, how to say, I forgot the word in Portuguese, but it's not it's like uh, how to say, guys, about our personality, about if you are defeitos e qualidades, is like this. And when we are in a group that you don't know people too much, I think it's difficult to be profound about us and to share about our lives and our desires and about our dreams. I think we need to take care about it. And for me, it's something that I try to avoid to discuss in a first step. All right, maybe when I have a friendship and I feel comfortable to talk about it, I started to do. But sometimes if it's just a colleague in my work, yeah, I prefer to maintain the things more in superficial, right? And yeah. And you, Alexandre?
So I avoid subject that I don't know much, like high tech. I, I, I don't like high tech because I was not introduced to this subject. This subject was not introduced to me. I live in another time before this technology come to everyone. And I admire my kids because they are so into technology. I have two mechanical engineer boys, uh, and they know a lot about technology. And but they was born in this area, right? So it's very hard to me to talk about high tech.
Yeah, for me, depend of the area that we are talking about, that we are applying high tech, I think it's difficult to understand. And I think it's difficult to me to talk about it. I need to learn more about high tech and then talk about it. But sometimes when I'm in a group with people that have a specific knowledge about a specific topic, for example, have a person that really understand or really studied for several years about history. History is not a topic that it's easy to me to talk about because I don't know a lot of things related to history. But I really like to listen and learn with this person. And then after the conversation, when I came home, I tried to search something about related to the conversation to to learn more about the topic. But I think it's a process that I really like to a learning process that I apply to me to learn with people that know too much, know in a profound way a specific topic that I don't know too much, right? So it's a way that I really like to use. Guys, we discussed a little bit about how to start a conversation. That is the question number 4. So I will skip this question. And I'm looking to the other questions that we have here, and most of them we discuss a little bit during the side conversations that we have here. So I'd like to ask you the question number 10. No, sorry, the question number 11. Let me see. Elias, when was the last time you feel inspired after a conversation?
I think last time it was in uh, the last semester that I was together with Andrea, because she says something about doesn't have a career. Then I made a mention about this being successful without a career. I
That's so
think it
nice.
was in last week, Andrea. I don't know. Yes, last week.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Yes. I was thinking, oh, I have to create my next semester, but I don't have a subject. I don't have creativity. Then,
Yeah, it's an immersion. Gabi brought this immersion last week about the career.
Oh, that's
Yeah, yeah,
oh
but
yes,
talk to
yes,
us
yeah.
about
That's it.
the career
yes,
that we planned. Not we planned it, but we dreamed
Yeah,
when we were a child, and
that's it.
about related to what
yes,
we
yes.
are doing nowadays. And you, Adimar?
It wasn't another immersion that we talk a lot about feelings, about happiness. The topic was happiness. And I don't know if there were just 3 people in the room, but it was very good. Regarding the other guys, the ideas, the thoughts, their thoughts. So I think I'm kind of inspired that day.
Thank you for sharing. And you, Alexandre? When was the last time you feel inspired after a conversation?
Not so late in the morning at 7, we have a conversation about love. It
Oh,
was one of the best conversations we had in Talk and Talk about love. All kind of love. What is love for you? How can you love your people, love your kids, love everyone? And love can inspire everyone. I should inspire everyone to express. You can express love to a dog or to an animal, but you need to express your love for people, even for poor people, right? People that
right.
need to a little love for you from you, right? Yeah, that's it.
Mhm. And you, Andrea?
Guys, I will say that it was in my last immersion on Monday, last Monday, because I talked about child-free by choice. And it was really good because there were four men with me in the main room. And we discussed about this team, so sensitive team too. And it was really good. I think it was the best immersions that I have ever had here in Talk and Talk related to my immersion, okay? So I had a good time with the guys. In the another room, there were two girls. So the most of people are men. So I really enjoy it a lot, and it makes me feel more inspired and happy because everybody liked the subject, and I am so glad.
Sorry, I didn't understand the subject because what was
Child-free by choice. It means that the person that don't want to have kids by a choice. This is a
okay.
movement. Yeah, this is a movement in USA. People are choosing to not have a kid nowadays because of the career or the time it's passing, something like that.
This topic was the topic that some colleagues of the laboratory that I worked, that I do part of, that I do part of my work related to my company. They are discussing about it this afternoon. Right. So I remember that one guy that hearing this conversation uh, said that, oh, I consider myself a person that are so, how to say egoista? I don't know how to say egoista in English.
Selfish.
Selfish. Yeah, I consider myself so selfish about my time and my wife too. So we both decided to don't have kids for the next 5 years, and then
Yeah.
we will start this conversation if our preference change it in the future. So if I was thinking about, I just listened the conversation because I'm not participating in the conversation, but it was interesting to listen about it.
Yeah, it was really good. And if you had the opportunity, guys, go to YouTube and watch this immersion, just clarify a little what it's about. So it was so good.
When was it?
I am suspected because I love this immersion. Last Monday, child-free by choice. Yeah.
Okay, last Monday. Okay, child-free by choice. Okay,
Yes.
I'll find that because my wife, because I'm the second marriage now for more than 15 years, 16 years, and I have sons from my first marriage on, and my wife didn't decide to get children either. So I think but she always got the question, oh, you won't have children. Why?
Yeah.
So
Nice.
people judge too much.
You are
I'm
not
not.
alone.
I'm not.
It's
I am
my
not a mother, so
Yeah.
yeah, guys, that's it.
it's my case, Dilmar. I'm married twice. I have 3 kids from my first wife. but my second wife doesn't want to
Oh,
have
let's
kids,
have a common thing.
even though she's only 43 years old. But she doesn't want to have kids. What can I
Yes.
do? I need to
I
support
think
her.
people must be free for their choices and don't be judged about that.
Yeah.
Guys, unfortunately, we don't have time to continue this immersion, this conversation. And I would like to invite you to access the link that I put on the chat. It's a survey, so you can put a note from 1 to 10 for this immersion. Bring some ideas that I will bring to the next immersions here. Some ideas things that we are really like to talking about. With this immersion here today, we talking about talk preference, all right? So bring me ideas in this link that I will consider all of your suggestions for the next immersions. And I'd like to thank you to your time to stay with me. I hope you have a good rest of week, a good weekend. And to finish our immersion, I suggest you just to mention it with a few words related to the question number 12. Who is the person who feel most comfortable discussing any topic with? And I can start. So I can mention the person, my best friend in life, Marina. And this is the person that I can talk about anything in life. So you, Andrea, go on.
Oh my gosh, I have two aunts that it's my life like that. So Sonia and Adriana, for me, she's the best.
And you, Elias.
My wife the best.
Alexandre?
My wife is, I think we can understand each other better.
And you, Admar?
My future.
Oh, that's so nice, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a good rest of
Bye-bye.
week.